I have not received a statement from Idi Amin. Now you are telling me that are you deadline? Era utayishire because it could not be find jobs, a job anywhere. He just joined the priesthood. Yafuka mu Catholic. Yagenda mu Bwafuwari. Juma Olis naita abamawulire n'abuuza Uwataifa empya. Why didn't you carry this story of Amin? You have not been covering the OAU here. Bali obuza oyinza bayita abalalu, but when you look at them bali bagala government yabo. Nekimulemu editor nekimulemu okuddamu reporter n'akiddamu. You see, we have a problem of Juma Olis yamugamba. Now that you are senior editor cannot explain and you can explain, you are the editor in chief now. Mulupapula utalirwa.
Ngabawe biragiro.
Uganda agas nefulumye ekifaananyi kya Idi Amin nga yesavinga. Musajja bamuyitanga byabafumu. Yali saabu editor. Kati saabu editor byabafumu bwalaba Idi Amin nga yesavinga ku mukolo. N'alowooza nti this is the good side of Idi Amin.
Let me publish it.
Eddoboozi y'abafumu liri nnyo ku Radio 1. Oba buulira nga bagenda okusoma amawulire y'abafumu. Yayita Juma Olis yayita Luboolwa yali photograph wa Uganda Agas. Y'abafumu yali aludde nga basaabu edita bwe balwawo. Yasuze mugundi n'amubuuza, why did you use this photo? Are you saying that Idi Amin is impatient, he cannot wait to be served? Niwabaawo omusajja era yali wa Uganda Agas. Amin attacked Nyerere as he usually did. Kakati omusajja oli mu kifo ky'okuwandiika nti Amin raps Nyerere, yawandiika nti Amin raps Nyerere. Yadduka emisinde wano teyasulawo. Kyogezaako okugaa kiriki ti these ministers of information, irrespective of their level of education, we are monitoring what was happening.
What was going on?
What is going on? Kakati olupapula lwa monitor luwandiise eki. Luwandiise eki. You would call them. Nobaga nti at least even if giving them naye olunateekayo sente nannyini buyinza ng'akolawo akakampuni ke ng'adduka nazo ne kaleediyo k'omukyalo takasasula fe atuyitambwa. Kakati media yabalema. This for 2 days. Even if I give every media institution, the major ones, who knows? Gye basuze, gye bagenda okusula mu mahoteri. Who is monitoring? What channel is eri mugundi omwo? I've visited. One of the things that Museveni helped me to do, he exposed me. Twagendanga mu mawanga amalala. Twagenda China nga baselebrating nga kuliko firimu ya Mao. How he liberated China. About because they think that to be a minister of information, the most powerful minister of information during Hitler's government was Joseph Gobez. Joseph Gobez was a highly intelligent man. To be a minister of information, you must be highly intelligent. You must monitor. Kakati Joseph Gobez yemusajja ekyasinze okulimba mu nsi. Germany was losing the war, but Joseph Gobez was organizing press conferences every day. Today, we have sent 7 battalion to the west. We have sent 7 battalion to the north. Nga tewakyali mujaasi n'omu. Era Balinians abali mu kibuga Berlin woke up one morning and they saw the Red Army. The Russian army had already taken over Berlin. Yes. Mulabona omusajja omuzanyi wa katemba owa Bashir. Yabagamba nti capital waje waambye mujemba twaleyo ng'amanyi bagenda bakubira amasasi mu kkubo. Walaba mukwatako, walaba abazungu bamukwatako.
Tebamukwatako.
Naye toyinza kubeera n'aba ministers of information nti ye Museveni alowooza. Omanyi president oyo nze namutunulira ne mulaba. President Museveni does not respect the media. Musiko ab'olugambo babaki n'enneeyisa yammwe ne mujja mu State House ne t-shirt mbwe kuse ekibiki, you don't present yourselves. Kati he needs a person yamanyi media. To this time the Minister of Information must call you. N'abagamba tulina abagenyi ennaku ezi. All your RBC stories you publish them tomorrow after the visitors are left, like a Muganda couple. when a Muganda couple, a person comes, what you mean to you occupy one month, no can't Mirundi Amwanise casual about the motor, Mwaba battering and this battering. The Suk Babaka, the Suk Babana Bank. 11 to Baba Booz. Nature to Mutabakuba. What which is Jaja Bob, to beat up a person. For what? Kakati mwebomate mwina strategy. You would even know Jemuba Suziza channel in some countries they even limited the channel. Abali mulio inzo kulaba channel.
Mzee Tamale, even ngenda tubimalizo byogedde. Njya tudde ku nsonga gye nakubuuzizaako. Bwana da side bilioni 7. Omukulu genda kukunya abantu 14,000 mwana mu babiri. Era nga bana Uganda beebuuza. Okuba tugenda kukunya abantu 14,000 mu babiri mu kifo kimu. Bagenda kuba keberwa COVID, bagenda bakoledwa ebintu bingi. Tebagemeddwa. Lwaki tugende gwaki business zabo ndate ziteebwa?
There are three things. One, African tradition. Nti mukola emikolo mukola embaga ne mukola ki era nze sikubirangako omuntu simu ti embaga yange etuuse when I lose relatives like I lost a relative even my family sigibuulira no mbeera n'emikwano gyange ngaaba tubayita mikwano naye bw'okoze embaga yo mwasalawo mwewase ne mukazi w'omwaka ogwo ebesi item gye muyina. Why do you pressurize somebody? Seven bagators, is it a problem to me? Look at the Africans, they are used to big parties.
Okay.
That's
so this is the party?
It is they celebrate. How many visitors does the American government invite when? Abana bazukulu bakwini nga bawasabayita abantu bameka. Africans is for, era nabagamba. In Africa, you only have a king at the surplus level. Society before surplus cannot have a king because a king is parties for consuming. Nabagamba nti mulembe gwa Kabaka abaana bonna abaali mu masomero ga Buganda mu Kampala bagenda nga ku ssaawa 7 ne balya
bwekiri
ne balya ne babatira wa maliba. Why? Every person who visited Buganda, Kabaka's palace yajjanga n'ebyobwereere. Tuli mu kulya Katonga ajjula. Kabaka tagaba bifi, agaba biyingula. Yes. So, African tradition is of celebrations.
So you're celebrating? That's why you're calling these numbers?
Yes, that you believe. Ubanga Museveni yawangudde akalulu kati wali yasanyuse. Kivula nti Heroes Day, Obote yagiteekanga mu ssente. Tewali bubbi ku Obote. Gwokimanyi nti ku mulembe gw'Obote nali mu senior yawe. Nga basenior 6 ne 5 babaawo omusaala.
Abali mu kusoma?
Yes.
Nga mwali mwesi.
Nga ssente eza Heroes Day. Bagenda okuva ku UPC headquarters nga bonna bazina. Kiteekeko olwaleero ku Nalweyiso ne banne bannakalema. Tuzirabako. Bammole tuziraba. Essente za UPC za Heroes Day. Buli group yazifunyanga ku security abeeta abaaki.
Okay.
Celebration. Omanyi nti embaga y'Obote yamalawo paundi emitwalo 3.
Embaga obaga.
Obote's wedding yamalawo paundi emitwalo 3. At that time paundi yemu yali mu ssente za Uganda 2, siringi 2. Era twakayitanga aka paundi. Fabakola mu 60s. Siringi za Uganda 2 twakayitanga aka paundi. When Obote organized that lavish wedding, the embassies protested. Obote n'abagamba, what type of people are these? I fought for independence. And much of the money was raised from private people, the Indians. Embaga y'Obote ne Miriam mugende mu mubuuzi. Yamalawo paundi emitwalo eki.
Tetuganye neka tutuli mu mbeera ya COVID-19 era nga buli kimu kiri restricted. Lwaki butukunganya abantu bano bonna abantu 10,000 mu kifo kimu?
Ekyokusatu is not a recurrent expenditure.
The 7 billion.
You worry when it is a recurrent expenditure that every month I have to pay teacher.
But dina cyari kikole ebintu ejenjawulo bilioni 7.
No, have they touched on your money, allocated money?
Where does it come from?
Wundi waliwo omusajja bamuyita Forex Bogine. Forex Bogine yazimba ekereziya ewaabwe mu Ivory Coast esinga St. Peters obunene kati eri mu Messi. Naye bwe baamubuuza Forex Bogine baamubuuza nti why have you spent all of this money? Yabagamba nti newe sali zimbye chache era timwali zifunyeko. That's why for me, all of that man, I don't get even a coin. They don't consider me. Sente za campaign, they don't even consider me. Sente zibaba bakusasa ne bakola ba factory bakuli sije zinuma. Tibaba kuziba bali zimpadde. Ezo tezikulumanga. Singa sente zibagenda okuli olwaleero obencha. Singa tebazidde wali zifunyeko. Nabaga nti omukazi omugezi nga bwofuna omusala ozimalira mwenge. Kakati okumaona omunyumiza nti bansibye mbadiya.
Mzee Tamale, nisize zimu classified expenditures.
That's their money.
Parliament zaisa mukasera.
Nkugambi nti people cannot believe. All of that money goes with me. I'm not considered at all. Mbakolera netwali kibampa. But I'm profiling myself. Ababera kuno bali bameka kati kuliko abantu bameka.
Banji.
Kuliko omuntu ayogera Museveni alina abantu abo. Nebuuza Museveni omugaye nti do I have a budget?
Bakuyise ku mukolo.
Tebampise. Naye bakimanyi sigenda kukundi. Endakali malagira abantu bankwate endakali. Endakali magonna lwesu balagira abantu humiliate.
Tosobola kugenda yo.
Abampita mu category.
Kali kabashi bakukwa.
Anti bampita mu category kishina.
Ngo mukunavu.
I don't have a government job.
Ngo mukunavu. Mukono wa president.
Empozi ga yampisi.
Ni mukono go.
Yes. Kakati kangu kugambe. Tizo sente tezibalumanga.
Sente zino kuba na Uganda. Kumangira sente za mwiwa muso. Classified expenditures zibayisa.
Era baziba kuzijja.
Mzee Tamale.
Era bazibbiye.
Tuina amakulu gali bubi.
Tutegerere enzige. Olaba gundi. And that's why you have done a mistake. Abantu babu nga basula ebizimbe ekyo kyani akola mu revenue ekyo kyani akola mu gonde ekyo kyani in a show of poverty. That's why Baganda angered kuba ebizimbe byebalaba fe batubuuza gwe Mirundi abogerera oyina ekizimbe wazana.
Mzee Tamale government yali badde evaayo nenyonyo bana Uganda bino musanzu nezitematema zigenda kukola kino Uganda abere mutemenkevu
bakola kati hije kakata kwalina. Let me tell you, tojja kola hija kitegeeza ndumu abana babaganda bonna basoma. Yes, it's your priority. Hija is your priority. Somebody cannot say, when I dress properly, Rosabe wa febo nabagaga. Do you think abana wa febo nabagaga?
Katu banagora
tulimu bachireke. Bezi yange Mirundi one. Familia feyo nangaga.
Banagora tuchiveko vitu chitecho.
Priorities ze nze numba muntu yasikira mulumba omuntu nga yasikira sente za kitamwe. Niyo muntu yekoledde sente zi amanye kwaza.
Sente za bana Uganda Mzee Tamale sente za bana Uganda.
Ezo za party.
This is government money.
Abasuma kati bagenda kugula ebizimba abasuma.
Mzee Tamale guno mukolo sigwa party. Guno mukolo gwa government.
Bakoze iki?
Guno mukolo sigwa party. Gwa gwanga.
You are calling over.
This is government money.
Sente zabo. Era nze tezinnuma na tujja kulaba kwa kati tugenda kulaba tipezi w'amayinja obudde bwo nanga zinga abantu bamanya yazibbi tubula tumije kusigaza kana kama nti ono mutani wa kajiji ne banne yali omwavu nga Awunya Oluwumu kakati balina ebizimbe buli kibuga kyowuli kibatadde ku site balina mumi batotte bamwene bamutotte Masaka kuba balina ebizimbe byabwe n'abakoba is going to be the executive director of Masaka bete bego bayo mujja kuduka
putting it aside
mujja kuduka yo
Mzee Tamale president Yava
anti muliye mweka mujja kuduka omuntu nali enkoko n'obukunkumuko obuyise wansi nabo nabulyayo kapa zemulumenga kapa zijja balumenga kakati bwo babuuza balina sente njagala nkubuuza singa olwaleero obuuza omwanika w'enaalero namayanja azina yazina beswagikinga olufuna otabeerawo batwala ddombo anazibba olwo gundi ayogera bya busiru ajina dduli baleetawo kiwanda anazibba nibakuba akalulu
Mzee Tamale batuva ku nsenge eyokuba nti sente zabasinga mukola
okulya mwekka kubaggwamu.
President Yava n'agamba juzi nti okuba nti ata amabaala na biki na biki ayagala abantu abasooke bagemebweko at least 80%. Muliza Mzee Tamale naye agenda kuŋŋaanya abantu 1,000. Lwaki omulongo tegugenza takoledde State House Entebbe nga badde akola emikolo gyonna egibadde gitambula mu ggwanga ennaku zino.
The law in Africa is a cobweb. A cobweb of only snatches small insects. Ebiyenje bigiyitamu. But in Europe, the advanced countries, a law is a blind kid who doesn't know his parents. Kati bitu bimbuulira. Ndipo ekyo kakati bwe babuuza bitu bimbuulira. naye tewali ajja kugema bantu mu Uganda nga Diana akyali minister atajja mu bakatambi yabadde ne mulamu we nga kana akakazi akalina omuntu okalinga mangada gakyali noddira omusajja kyovula bafa kakati kankubuuli bukyabagema oyo gundi Kazimba. Do you see Anglicans responding? The problem overall the ministry yabba emmere nebba eddagala netakulira nabasawo kati abo bali discredited ne bwobanga weefuyira perfume nga tonaaba era ekivundu kikuyitako overall the ministry yonna gigobe otekeyo abantu abalina credibility Diana talina credibility kana kalina omuntu okalinga manga tateka tewali ajja kugemebwa under a discredited staff in the Ministry of Health. Ajiyo Diana gwamanyimu byalo bwe bagamba Museveni bamukuba mpiso nkalo
bamukuba mazzi.
Why did Museveni make sure his UNP succeed when he cannot succeed now? I told you, when a government loses public confidence and trust, everything becomes a referendum.
A referendum, yeah.
Bagana.
Chitov.
Yes, but we have credibility. Mudayana, nakanya kakaza kalina omuntu okalinga manga dakwogera ebyobusa.
Akazi tukaveko. Kati mzee Tamale, bwakiride eggulo ng'amaka ga Kyagulanyi abortion leaders abasinga Kyagulanyi Besigye gona gasiringidwa off amajiga gakuma mukwano gwange yavudde nayogera deputy spokesperson w'amagye n'alaga nti Kyagulanyi musajja wa kitiibwa alina okuba nti akuumibwa ate bati bateekayo amagye ate nga bamuyise ne ku mukolo tension yonna yacha amagye kubeera mu kibuga gajjudde kafiyu ayongezeddwamu
gavumenti yaabwe yali etabuse abakyoli ne bakubira Smith apo n'akyake ng'ajjeyo kuno mwangayaga nti uncoordinated troop movement. This is when you should even wait by planning. I can say a man who is intelligent like me, I can say we are in Somalia. Ali Shahab wants to take advantage of the swearing ceremony to assassinate prominent people in Uganda. Therefore, security has taken measures to protect our people, especially from the opposition and those we deem necessary. Parliament nga mujiwa kamaje 2 weeks before. Tibaina bungu.
Ngochikola before?
Yes.
So si sawa zino?
Because the intelligence takeover. If I get intelligence to infiltrate MPs, lwakisitegeera nti bagenda kulwana mugundi nababuulirira nabagamba nti ezo uniform ebyambalo bibalina ebimyufu baali babikolera Wakiso. The man was making bwe nakyogerako nagoba ne mukazi we nti nze muketta. Why is he so efficient? Nti abagenda kulwania mu parliament era ne muli emmere ne mugiteeka mu muzikiti ne mulumba kyaki abagenda kulwania mu parliament nga tutegedde ekitegeeza poor intelligence. The intelligence didn't know what the opposition wanted to do, was planning to do. Kyova olaba nti Besigye yalimba owa military intelligence kandiho kirumya ndisi yalagira ne bakuba omwana wa naye ayina sanctions ziringa mwali no yalagira Besigye yalimba aba military intelligence n'alimba aba ISO mbweterize egundi plan nibayola abantu ono munnabwe abalwanyisa owa family n'akakati k'abasekani n'abawa ssente akyayise mu bwozi be bali mu detention be bakuba abantu be bakola ki tuwoza n'inside job kuba kyayise kakati me a person who has a brain nkikola ki waliwo akatabo bakayita state craft nabaga nti mu Uganda kakande yakayita nange you plan before. Most of the things that are done are not real. 2 weeks ago, ono mukyala ayogerera amajje me, and I told her, you are missing. First of all, you have a travel ban. America and the European Union, buli gye mwasindisa abantu bagamba temugenda mu Uganda. Kakati ate gwoga nti bagenda kulumba. Why do you mention it? Arrest them. Tukyogera nako
bakwate bukwasi.
Okay. Tubazudde bakodera South Africa atira amafosa anajja
tasobola kujja.
Yes, they don't have a think tank bo balowooza nti buli kintu yonna ne bawagekayo analya sente ne bawagekayo analya sente ne baleetayo bapapesi baabwe. The brains, we have brains, we lift. Oyo omulenzi yatujooga ne tudduka yali alowooza nti ajja kutujooga toyinza kunjooga. You have the brain and work in another government. Naye ebintu ebyo byonna bye bakola tebiri scientific.
Ekissanyu amawulire amulungi eri abawagizi ba Kyagulanyi bagenza okuba nti omwogezi bwe yavudde n'atulaga n'alaga eggwanga nti bagenza okuba nti basalako amaka ge nga yagafulumyemu dda era nga taliiyo. Security bakuma lubuga lubaale mubbe.
What if we found dead and me I know? That's why I tell you that there is an insider who is doing this. Why?
I
know that the government is engaged in the peace talks with the local leaders. So if it means that somebody is sabotaging, an insider in the Museveni's government is sabotaging this. Nope is going to split into two. Elections are over 5 years from now. Because we have two situations. Omuganda ganti osobera otya ekane mu kibira. If the Bazungu have imposed this situation on us, why don't we pacify Uganda? This is specify Uganda. Elections are over. Let government release prisoners unconditionally. Those let the government fill the vacant post of the chairperson of the Human Rights Commission. Let the government put up an inquiry so that we pacify Uganda. Nzembaga nti America bagala 2 issues. Bakira mu 2007 Kenya beta. Nibadira Raila, nibadira Uhuru. Ne Ruto ne babateka kempolo tourism. The shape of the next election too.
Okay.
You cannot have 32 of your people indicted by ICC baweleza mu Serena omusango gukomanja second phase kumalwa hakuna. The Americans cannot allow this country to be taken over by criminals, a gang of criminals that are positioning themselves to succeed in 7.
Mzee Tamale, is the state in panic? State etidde okubanga yakola bino okuwamaje ku kkubo esazika amaka Besigye aga Kyagulanyi offices zonna bazisazeeko lwaki bino babikola?
Do you know that Ugandans who come on the street to demonstrate had paid the money?
Nedda Mzee Tamale, abantu bagala bwagazi. Who pays them? Who pays them?
Buli muntu ajja mu Kampala okudemonstrate kabamu 10,000.
Who pays them?
And these are insiders of government. Why? When Museveni releases money like a blood, you see, Bobogendo Gabo Musai, Okwata Kachupa board, blood goes where it is needed. That's why you see soldiers collapsing, why immediate bang it then. Omusai Buddha movie getting Agua. Kagati Banabasadi Museveni Amagezi. Bakola alarming stories like Besigye did. Besigye sorrowed the eye to Kandeho and the head of Yeso that they were going to burn the city. Museveni told them, if my grandchildren bazukulu bange bagala okwokya ekibuga, preempt them, mubateeke wantu safely, mubawe tubasomese tubawine sente bagende bakole. An insider in the government ye yali agala okuba muhoozi ye ate yawa abaserikale sente kuba abantu nakubajja mu njala. This they are good on good. But
we get about political prisoners if pacify Uganda. Prisoners babate. Jo bade balina okuba nti aba NUP mboze tamani biza aba NUP bade bazze okuba nti bafuna basikinga bail mu court martial 13 amalamba okulinda biyanli edi mtuna abalala. Court yatudde omukulu alikachika katekateko okulayira.
It again demonstrates that the government is fighting itself. Mugende musoma akati bakaita America at war. America at war. Condoleezza Rice yali alwana ne George Powell over Iraq. But if government is engaged in peace talks with the new leaders, yes, why should the court disappear? Ekitegeeza alina bomunda abakolera mu waabwe abakolera mu waabwe ali munda abakolera mu Paulo Muwanga
eba peace talk tebiriwo singa badde webiri bali bata.
Peace talks were between the government and the local leaders. Afulashwati ngachi nalina bomunda Paulo Muwanga ali munda ne Paulo Muwanga yagala okutesa n'abayekera ne basindika Major Katabalo with the delegation obote n'alagira n'amiti n'abatanga bagende except Muwanga not to have peace talks. You know, this is not the first abaana abazanya mu divided family mugudde muguzanya divided family mudde muguzanya gwina kyekutegeeza abakuba ali munda mwenyini is determined to become president or to sabotage another person.
Bukibanga government ya President Museveni agikuba ali munda ye mwenyini era wali akatabo ke yalaga ko story
agikuba ali munda
engeri ya kubanga government zabanenga na yazi azirimu munda kali bashitamanyi yefu bashitamanyi bukodewo yakozesa ati ne basobola bumukolako.
I'm telling you Museveni directed a minister yesterday go and tell your people that I know what you are doing. Stop what you are doing. Yafuse mu mpale minister yafuse mu mpale omucha soko bakana azoka nabagamba nti soko tulekawo mune nabakubira obutambi era bwe bavudde they had an emergency meeting about me ate ne bakwatera waliwo akatambi kanga akali ku platform yange esajja lyagambye but what is about malaria when malaria parasites they enter into a river you use owulira bwana ompulira nti nakutte andaba kati yabagambye nti no bwe mulaba omuntu akwatidde malaria I think is a doctor malaria abeeramu parasites zibeera mu kibumba okikuba mpi n'okubeddagala nerigaana ate simanyi okola otya nga medical doctor what is to do to Mirundi everybody has a price katuzimbe baguze ennyumba sound proof waterproof bulletproof why do you use that money kubanga nine sajja chairman wawe namutunulira bwendi nenseka omanyi whenever the chairman wants to have to make it up with his wife alaga mu kitanda munda mbone nomukwata but this man only captures us when we are making love. Yes, it is true. I capture you. Akasajja ne kabagamba these machines we have consulted the experts. The machines need 16 million. The machine dollars. The machines need what? How can this man manage? Baba guza kiyanka. Baba. The secretary yeye kunyumba yeye I know. You bugged my house. Mr. Mirundi come and debug my house. No, you call others. Am I? Nzedi wa water ngambaginga nti nyumba yo. Akakatu ise condom abaganda ke bagenda okubete nto omuntu bekatadduka. I know when to play the tape.
Statement to damaji. To damana jogera statement.
Bajja kabete nto omutwe.
To damana jogera statement. Nze Tamale.
Kajja tuvumira to.
Abantu banja bayitwa ku mukolo.
Kagambye. Kagambye mbu the man uses fetishes.
Mayembe.
We shall not succeed in anything unless we sort out that man. Message President here to say what they have done, they have decided to dissolve their plan of overthrowing Museveni and negotiating with the American. Is only one man who is remaining. Ne passing oku respecting mama naye nabawulidde ngamuga ngabamuganda noli akuganda gundi gumula naye ali ditami okujjako ngabasirikali
government yawandikira
ne bazimujjamu
government yawandikira abayizi abakulembeze anamu babiri heads of state anamu babiri obali wa blessing function n'abantu bindi bavunye president nabo yabawandikira naye kubonna kwakakofinga nk'abantu 11 kabaka confirming
inviting you
lwaki abantu balalinga down invitation
zine there is no constitutional requirement that the president of Uganda shall not be sworn in unless a certain
it is not there. There
are people who don't turn up because many countries
why many this time
and many countries by COVID many countries why does Uganda host many
why did you invite them if they had COVID?
Why does Uganda host many conferences? This is where for them ababbi balowooza nti image building naye amawanga amalala gali skeptical. Why do we have the African Union meetings now held in Addis Ababa? Bakizuula ti amawanga mangi eyo yina ekisiraani. Why? Nti bwegiholodinga Museveni held yafuuka chairman wa eyo buli gibatwala ne papa bakugamba nti ayina ebisiraani. Immediately the Pope left Kenya, was almost overthrown. The Pope went to South Africa, apartheid went. Kakati abantu batya papa ne batya neki. Many countries don't want to go on the expenditure. Nabaga nti Chogam, the British Prime Minister will sleep at his ambassador's high commissioner's residence. Batugamba Numbaina Batubame. We shall have 5,000 Mufunebi Tanda Kasam. Banuba Sudiru Abagazin and Vagam invest in our companies. What you needed was to Malata from to here. President traveled, we traveled Singapore, Australia, New Zealand, everywhere inviting. Some people don't come. Yes, they don't have money. Here, so they recognize Gundi and Wange Dala, Sahara, Spain, Kitties anti Gund, Spanish Sahara. African Union recognized it. Kakati, who is recognizing a people's government? People's government go in each. I don't think that Bobiwine with these handlers as well degenerating into what he's planning to swear himself. Police way the angel of lies is a nanga. Let me tell you what is a ceremony. Katonda Abayambe. If I was a minister of information and I had that stupidity, I would tell you, I would replay how a ceremony, a presidential swearing ceremony entails. Where would you basically, when a president is being sworn in, the Chief Justice
has to be there.
As if anybody is sworn in without a Chief Justice, what happens? Yes. The army pays royalty.
Yeah.
They give you their colors and what? What does this? Can you have a parallel one?
Which means we never walk on about you.
Yes, it's like a widow retaining or a divorced wife retaining my name.
But what you mean way? Retention you never.
Manonya send.
I'm
telling you, about police Manonya send. And she gave us no
bombi bagenda kuvabira byeko. Emoroka yo mukungu sakwa mani Mirundi. Ya famara disi wewe jinja.
Eraje bakuba.
Emoroka yo baje kuba ate. Genda kujoja ne house babone emoroka biri nawo.
Sakwa gwa bakuba ne bamushumiri yetinga. Lwache yange tekubwa. Lwache yange tebaje kuba.
Ate gwe bakwagaza.
Anti government imbatta.
Mutoli mu government yange.
Sakwa ne bamala okujoga ne bakunyala ku mutwe ne bakunyako ne bakuwa omulimu mu yiso n'ogenda. Those one ne bamukuba bamukube. They are angered. Nokubisa abantu tiagaseji
okumusalidde
encho nokwatenga labiyona koseja kalinga skeleton nogenda mu yiso unzonyezo kompo mulimu nengendayo. I have been operating with that government job for 8 years. Tosobola kunya ku mutwe noddo muno nyala ko gwakubiri tikisho
na polisi ya
attention nakano kunya ku mutwe
na polisi ya bipanga omukulu yavudo nalaga
when why do they target Sakwa? What statement has Sakwa made? Inongo the age of lies. Inonga. Me, I don't. Whenever I say Enanga, I just switch.
Enanga said. Enanga said. For police yagambi. Police yagambi. Police yagambi. Opusha bagina kwa social media. Kuzinga mayhem.
How do you prevent social media? You close the social media. You lost 200 billion a day. Muchidemu gwokubiri. President Yagamba, they have blocked our people. Full figure in abantu bemeka. How many? Why did YouTube insist that mine is the main is? Said, don't tell me you are rubbish. I came here for serious
rubbish.
This is my best book.
Museveni
the Revolutionary. It catches all aspects of the history of this government. President Yangamba, you reprint our books. Buina Mululuo, Bandika Mulu, Mulungereza Mulunyanko Limuchi. Sebera Babuganda. Nanyini Buyisa Mukole, so Rikacheka, Ninja Benny, don't bat them with Anam. Bantoni Wakajiji Mwaso. Telling Kosakum. How? When never one of Muliba Itidim.
Tamale say chuka.
Teri muntu yanda
omwava gagga wala.
Teri muntu yanda bakonga ande mwavu.
Oli musajja muganda.
Iyo pesa ya damu.
Oli musajja muganda.
Money.
Nikoza dakwire ngoma na
organize. Namwe muli bantu mmwe timwezi sobola kunjogamu. Nze nkugamba my main point for today. Why has Museveni clocked 30 years in power? Which means I wrote this book. Bagamba president
Monday 25th November 2013.
Nabaga omusajja omumuwe ekyuma atukubira
this book is a personal gift to mark my birthday.
Nine enkofira emitwalo 2 nine kati mbyambala bwambazi nga babigabi.
Wazaliwa 25 November.
Wananyine buyenza mbwajja kunga tolinkozesa. Never in life. Every head has a price. Mine hakuna price. Mine hakuna price. Kichwa yangu hakuna price. Zeta sente nkubomo tayimbo wangu. But even Uncle Sam failed. How can Uncle Sam fail? I talk to him. Yabakowa mwe. Bulezi mwe. Get it from me.
But you name
Yabakowa.
Mzee Tamale, you name the price.
Don't hapo kwa nini?
Wasaba 10 billion.
Nje njagala 10 billion.
Nandi zisizo wabasaba.
Nibule twende kuchoka buli muntu ina. Bajja kubetera akasajja katufumye tuli kondomu. Enkozeseeko.
Asajja kwa statement yeyo giveko.
Kajja kudduka wano kadduka ekigali naye wano kajja kudduka. Kajja kudduka. Ngubulira. Nkugamba. Why Museveni has crooked 30 years in power? Let me use two simple examples to illustrate my point. One, look at a student. Any student follows a particular course. You start in a nursery school, enter primary school to secondary level, and then university. At all levels, the same student goes through a different stage in education, reflected in different subjects and examinations. At every level, you compete with others, and there are those who are dropped along the way. In 1986, Yoweri Museveni took power after a 5-year protracted war. He then had no mandate from Ugandans. This is why his government was a transitional government from 1986 to 95. Transitional. It was a transitional government. Abaddipi bakkiriza ne bajja gentleman's agreement. It was not a government of national unity, neither was it a coalition. It was a broad-based government. A broad-based government, you come as an individual.
Okay.
Nkugamba, the government had to put the necessary institutions in place and formulate a new constitution for Uganda. After this, like a student, I explained a student. The Museveni atandikidde mu nursery school. Ayingidde primary. Ayingidde secondary school. Ageze ku A-level. Emyaka 3 Yes. Tewali ejjajjifuna wano.
Ate gina 5. Ejja university.
Tewali ejjajjifuna. If you don't understand this situation, that by the time he came, he had organized a protracted war. 5 years in the bush. The higher the risk, the dividend. Nanyini buyinza yalowooza mbu wanzija wano antwala nga ani agende mutano wa Mirundi n'omuzimu tutekuluzita an arrogant man like me. After this assignment of making the new constitution, he competed with others in 1996 for the presidency. Olwo tuvudde mu buwambi mu transition. Tugambye kakati tuzze mu movement system. Every person can come and compete. Ayineme kakati. Omwenda agufuze 0.
Twatuvudde mu buwambe mzee.
Anti yajja muwambe. Yajja muwambe ni mumukkiriza.
Naye n'atuwamba.
Era abaddipi be baali basingamu obungi.
Okimanyi naye yatuwamba.
Nane ekkiriza nti twetaaga okugiga ebiwundu. Emyaka 9 0. Emyaka 9 0. Kakati emyaka 9 bwe gibala okugwako ne mukola constitution. Ne mulaga mu movement system.
Okay.
Katuli mu movement
system.
He won the mandate of the people and embarked on another stage. Thereafter, Uganda entered a new political dispensation. Tuvudde mu movement. Tuyingidde multi-party. Ani aliwo? Secondary school wagiyingize with different subjects, different teachers.
Ajja yeyubula.
Nino okuzane political scientist we makerere ekyo takimanyi baleeka ngalabi kwekwala. How can a professor go on a strike? Can I go on a strike? Me? Can I go on a strike?
Overpayments.
Nze abantu nabeeranga mu state house nafunanga emitwalo 6. I can give you Mirundi job. Go to God, give it to your mother. I'm not lacking a job. Yes,
let's respect mothers.
He wanted the mandate of the people and embarked on another stage. Thereafter, ne okusajja kyebunkoze kwokimanyi
nkimanyi
buli business zange ne bugita
tuyinza bamama
tugamba nti gonde simanyi tutta program ene batutane batojja kemba bale kasajja gwe kavudde entebe nga kayiruletiza mu mpale. Thereafter, Uganda entered a new political dispensation, multi-partyism. Multi-partyism requires that each party sponsors its candidate, and this is what is happening in Uganda. Museveni is now a property of is the property of the party. Is the party that decides whether he should stand as their candidate. There is no game where a person chooses his or her opponent. Since all political parties choose their candidates freely, Museveni remains a matter of NRM. Anybody who wants to stop Museveni should be a member of the decision-making board of NRM, or must sponsor a more popular and stronger presidential candidate. This is the bitter fact. I recently heard a comedian on one of our local FM stations shedding tears that I have seen one president ever since he was born. I answer him. He did not tell us how many schools and education institutions has gone through in the last 30 years. He did not tell the listeners how many cars he has changed under this same period. He did not tell us the number of businesses has set up under the same period. What this means is that since he does not have a veto on Uganda's politics, has to suffer from this frustration. If you are tired of the same supermarket in your area, you either go to another area or you start yours in the same area. Those who do not want President Museveni must mobilize other Ugandans, especially those who support him, to change their position and vote them. As long as his supporters form the largest percentage of voters, Museveni will still be around.
Ensonga ziri bizinyaro mukataba kenyini oyogede kusonga kuba ntinno pate zisala NRM mweleta free does it do it free
namwe muleta
no NRM free
why do you pay for air tickets to get soccer stars abroad to play in the
national soko nziremu watch ogambe free doesn't have to but
delegation conference ne muleta
so candidate is that being free?
Yeah, you see,
let
me tell you, every party organization has its structures. Look at the Catholic Church. The moment the Pope says full stop, Baba Gamba Simogere Yagedo Kumesaza, whatever come Catholic mind. If solo candidature is a part of their constitution, why do you complain?
It's not part.
It is not part. Kakati Goma, let the Omurunji Baganyo question about Mwenale, Aveyo Mumwe. The point I wanted to develop, Tiembabazi is on his way back. Naye Kazinda is a victim of infighting between Mbabazi nga era lwanyisa first lady. Kazinda nibamuteka wa Bigirimana. Kazinda mama we yazibya masa agenda kufa. Kazinda is languishing in prison. My humble submission is this. As Mbabazi comes back, akolenga Kayihura. Kayihura yagamba saagala mulimu naye mutekitata. Mbabazi bwaba mulokole nga ni mukazi we taata we Canon ayambe Kazinda.
Mzee Tamara mvuze mu speed ikale ensonga eyokubiri jinja twogereko ogambe ku nsonga ni tulete baleta ababulomani abataba President Museveni baleta owaabwe bamuwagire amujjeko kweli bamutwambamu
nagwa
neti yagwa ni mulemesa
yagwa tiba
mulemesa kubanda abamuwagira mu kumuwagira
incumbence and rigging.
Mzee Tamara mvuga speed
kankusomere wana
neno ogano kunzira mu kigamba
nti
cyaluko cyenkubuziza
bakuba abakazi bonna babarepinga
cyaluko cyenkubuziza choba tuwulire
mwamuleta nagwa
tiyagwa mwamulemesa
ati yali wammwe Bobiwine has never been yours.
Yali one.
Bobiwine did not emerge from one of the political
yali one.
Yavawa
yali
faza wawa atava mu seminary gumumbuulireko Bobiwine yava mu seminary yoki
yatonda we
yaliwa
yatandika we
yana kibano be bamuleetera bamuleta twakitanga edda tweronde omenye omupiira gwe twalonzanyanga kati tweronde tetulina ttiimu Bobiwine faza Bishop Bobiwine yava mu seminary ki yava mu DP yava mu FDC yava mu NRM Bobiwine yava mu seminary ki Bobiwine
ngamanyi g'abantu
Bobiwine ng'Awunya Olumafia Mafia Bobiwine ng'Awunya Olumafia
yava manyi g'abantu
tekiriyo. How many demonstrations did Bobiwine lead? Zimbulire.
Wezi.
Yakwata kesa uyabesije. Yes. Nganda is a product of FTC. Nanka bila strategy bagamba. Mboba Museveni aganya okujja okadaka katuwe nganda mumuwe. kasita mudire kanisa ya ekereziya ne mujiwa omusamizi mu muswala
mzee Tamale kana kugamba yourself ne Bobiwine is self made
kugamba the opposition also claims that an incumbent president masterminds rigging because all institutions are under his total control. This was partly answered by my submission that incumbents lose power to strong and well-organized opponents. In the countries I have enumerated above, where strong incumbents were trounced, the institutions were under their government. Ngokima Kawunda bamukuba bati. Kawunda ekibiina kya UNIP was entrenched. Seminary. Je balaba sente ne bagoba Lumumba nanyini buyinza n'atwala Dombo olwo ne bakuba gundi ne bakuba Ofono yayina kuteeka olububa be bali ya sente endali mu zona entrenched party eriwo abagenda mu by election sente ne bazebbira. But UNIP, one country, one leader, that leader, Kenneth Kawunda, akasajja kachiruwa kamukuba. Keke boys, Kawunda, whenever Kawunda wanted to address a press conference, yateka nga abamawulire mu nnyonyi. Addressing a mid-air press conference this morning, Dr. Kawunda has said, kamukuba ekimu. N'omudaala gw'omuwino nemu abayina kisaka atawanya akatale k'owino n'ateekayo essajja ly'ettemu baba omuwino emigo Kayonga tebamwagala ye Museveni yafuna 90% gwe bakuwagala mukazi gwe. This is not an entrenched party. 95%. NRM is not an entrenched party. You are just disorganized.
It is a mass party.
Ndi musajja omu bya fellowship. Fellowship mu Uganda was a who is who in Uganda except Museveni yatajirimu. Yo nanji kubye ne badduka. One man. Because I'm organized.
Okay.
When omusajja yafudde kamwenge. Nanga nti navuganya ne tumwebaza essomero lyange n'aliggala. Naye ngeze mu Ministry of Education. Ne mbasaba obuyambi. Bangambe mbulwale balo ne mugaga gudi musiru. Essomero genda olitunde. Mwete muvumirira. 8 years tebalinda bako. There are people have never seen in my life. Ejogo nendi bilton nendi bajamu mpale. But everybody has a price. Chicho yangu hakuna price.
Tugende mu maaso.
Chicho yangu hakuna price. I have enumerated above where strong incumbents were trounced. Kamuzibanda, Emwanzi, Emalawi, Kamuzibanda, Emwanzi, the Lion, Bamukuba, Ndanda ye, Yakuba Uyoya, Gabamwade miezi mukaga joka. Burundi tewali muhutu yakulira ye yasomerayo. Yava bweru. Within bamu emyezi eki. Yakuba Uyoya ekyo. You are not organized. You are not organized.
The opposition.
Yes, it's not the role of Museveni to put order in you. Nebulayo nze ayogera corruption nenjogera sente zebabye at a high risk nenjogera Diana sente zabidde mu COVID ne mugulamu we nenjogera kino nizo kuba Bobiwine ekikono yewunya.
But it has been the work of
abantu bayina okulabako twakalikoodi
mukadde it has been the work of
ababadde ne Museveni bambabazi kati be bamuvuganya ababadde ne Museveni babidande oyinake bwekoledde ronda Museveni gwokyuka otya omuntu yakyuka mu ddiini bali babiri Wumalu mu Busiraamu nabbi yasaba nti amaanyi Wumalu gakozesa okusanyawo obusiraamu Allah gamuwe atonde obusiraamu nekyapene
ekituukirira
Sawulo Katonda n'amugamba Damascus nti Sawulo njegagizaaki Sawulo n'afuuka Paul. A quote of the Bible was written by Paul, Saint Paul. Nemumuyina abantu. How many times has Bobiwine commented on the rampant corruption in this country? Akyukawa.
Abavude mu DP bagenda mu NDP
tebayina anti bantu bayisi eri yabadde ngundi yabadde ki ngundi
dala ko bali
revolution dala ko bali nyidde era batesa ne government I want tell you however much you hide it no leaders are negotiating with the government
if we were negotiating singa bana babatadde
nkugamba incumbency only helps those leaders who have performed in fact in politics losing an election and to be defeated are interpreted differently. To lose an election means that the government made avoidable mistakes that led to the loss. Being defeated means that the government had no alternative. The voters were fed up with it. Therefore, rigging or no rigging, the most important fact is popularity and support. Don't you know? Do you believe Museveni has no support in Kampala? In 2011, all of the councillors in Kampala were NRM. Lukwago came to Kampala as an independent. Nibagalo mujja munte yasoma.
Yep.
Lukwago got 600 million shillings from an NRM man. Ngasubire ngudu mu Kampala. Lukwago did not have gold polling station to ina observers on 1,000 polling stations. It promoted the numbers of military volunteers. Ani yayogera ngasema timba akuba Lukwago bava mu NRM ne bakubira kujja Segonesimu ti obululu bweto staff yenze buli ku Kampala High School was Segonesi ne fado nabaga musumululeka Chali chinali mumunda. People wouldn't want Sematimba. Why? Kampala bamubira munyo. Chibona baleta kesakana ati kumiensi. Kitakana ati kumiensi nga balibe kwesi. Nalete sajjete munalite kamu wino. Nebako so mukazi onakabokedde kakuba. Omukazi omunyankole. Why don't you say that a trader? Maybe uyo mukazi okimanyi nti bamukwata ko uyo mukazi. President yabawa million 10,000 bina. Bya wino. Nibiteka gundi nachobe nabiteka ku account mu Seminary bank. Omukazi oli yagamba mbu abasajja bavudde mu set house nebanteka ku gun point ne batwala ko bibiri. That woman you see there making noise ayawulira mu bantu n'abawuliramu. Kugamba has Bobiwine commented on the Wino people?
No. Bobiwine
you cannot grab power. The people of Kampala, Museveni is not defeated in Kampala. Museveni loses.
It is defeated. Museveni is defeated in Kampala.
Tumwebaza yagula akatale kana akebiti milioni 10 bilioni
akebiti akaliwo
akawusafi bali mukuba mwe bali muziika nenkugamba. Does the NRM rig elections?
Yes.
I tell you. To understand the difference between rigging, political maneuvering, and tricks, we have to examine the two. Rigging can only be done in an election process. For instance, in the case of parliamentary elections, the constituencies can be gerrymandered. Ngani nankabiro kyeyakola nti yakola ekintu ekimu bote kyeyakola mu 8. Gerrymandering, you call it gerrymandering.
But that is also rigging. That is also rigging.
That
is also rigging.
Apache East.
That is also rigging.
Parliamentary election bakuba. One baba sinza amagezi na guti bansobolanze. Who creates constituencies?
It is them.
Constituencies are created after census. Every 50,000 people must have a constituency. Katibo basala amagezi. Elections, population census ibera ya myaka 10. Bagikola in such a way, ne bagikola in such a way. Nti bafune time nga parliament oba cabinet. Where do you find the cabinet, the ministers to create constituencies for themselves? If I'm a real opposition leader here, compare the Raila Odinga bwatambuziza government ya Kenya. Do we have a person like Raila Odinga?
But who does that much?
It is reserve. Ati nkubuli temuyina ba leaders. Let me join the opposition. This is the process where constituencies are made in favor of government supporters. In 1980, Apache, for example, had the same constituencies like Mpigi, which at that time included Wakiso, Butambala, and Mpigi Serem. Today, the area is represented by 10 MPs. Omanyiti Muchinana, Gundi, second year Java. Senda ulawo naye yali akikirirawo kati waliwo bemu 10. Ninkugamba in Masaka Bukoto that was represented by no MP in the 1980 parliament. Senda ula, the area is now represented by 5 MPs. The difference is that either for creating constituencies are clearly unknown. Every 50,000 people must have a constituency. This omanyinti abenali mbaina constituencies zirimu abantu omutwalo
gumu manji bije bali.
Where is the MP? Where is the politician here?
Who is doing that?
Where is an opposition leader here? Baba kwatire mu mulabe bavulula bakene endusu. If I go to the opposition, these people will tremble. I will change the political landscape.
Why don't you go?
A politician is somebody who deals politics. It comes from a Greek word, a politician. Who depends on politics. Why haven't they been bought for the last 8 years? Their government applies the same criteria in creating districts, municipalities, and the lower councils. Katibuli city yonajo wulira n'olyanti ebyo bagifudde city. Mafia yino y'ebizimbe byayo. Kyovula bamwene bamutwa bajja kumuli bamwene bajja kumujjira Masaka nga talina mpale. Mutwaliyo n'abakoba bamuleete nga tayi mane kitu kiki bakifungudde. Abantu baweekeniza ako. Nkugamba nti Electoral Commission mumujerondera mu parliament. Approve it. Mumujerondera. Kakati Museveni ababira nembaga ndi Museveni wabakwatira. Nebe ganti yava ku mulamwa mbagamba te Museveni yabakwatira ku kintu kimu. You have failed to understand Museveni. We have 3 words that appear to be the same. A revolutionary, a politician, and a statesman. They are 2 different things.
Okay.
A politician is opportunistic. Yanonya winning a next election. A revolutionary changes society like Museveni. Okay. A statesman prays for harmony. Bichibanga abaganda bwebati kwa ebintu byabwe ne baleeta Katikkiro omufere n'abazanyira ku mutwe n'abazanyira ko kati boogera b'amakubu yabanira bwe bunnaabwe kyekikampuni ekibadde kibba amabanka. Have they talked about it?
Natumaliriza waneeno okwakadde katuweddeko era nga gyadusibule ne kino
nkugamba restoration of democratic governance. A revolutionary invests in infrastructure. Kyobula bakagina yakyawa abaganda n'abagenzi abavudde mu yinula nabo n'owandikayo amabaluwa babagobe nkyanoonyereza kagino bakitaawe yali makowano oba yakwanako omuvubuka omuganda namwe kagina yakyawa abaganda kagina yakyawa abaganda n'abasajja abadduse mu yinula n'owandika amabaluwa gye balaze babagobe mbubalokole. I went to State House. I didn't see a single mulokole in State House. Nalabayo omwala omu mulokole mulokole nalabayo.
A
revolutionary invests in the infrastructure and human resource. Many roads have been constructed in spite of government limited resources. The government put up 20 investment parks. Nebazibba. Nabaganti wenamma waina n'okubeera oluguudo oluyita waggulu nga wadde banka bawadde sente nasasira yamengi zaala. Bali baleeta n'amaduuka oli nga bamuleeta mu kkooti. Lukikayire yaleeta baasi ezatabula ne kuteesa. Lukikayire kuteesa ekyamukulu bikumpita weekuŋŋamba ti baasi zange nali kubye Lukikayire empale n'engiwanika waggulu. Nina kamunye 10 n'akange mukappe akomunako ke kazikiriza omulimu nakati ninamu naleese ezo empya 10 njagala babekeji muziyitani drone njagala babekeji. I'm waiting to see a thief mubbe kumwenda mubbe mbatte mukwatekemu oba najja kugamba nti land has been given to investors. Naye baleese omufere kati waliwo omufere ali mugundi people are celebrating kati baleese omufere mu investment gundi. Land has been given to investors to bring their money to Uganda. Government has stressed the importance of value addition. Also, government has invested heavily in the generation of cheap and reliable energy. Kitutu yadidde be bagenda okugoba. Kitutu n'atwala instrument. Board ya leyeveewo emisango gife. Kitutu naye ali awo ayichinga mbusimanya abagisu bali bubi Museveni. Bahati mbw abakiga anti gavumenti eri wano mpozi gamu nakijjawo buli mubbi no Museveni wanaleeta mu gavumenti tugenda kuinsightinga abantu adduke kasayijja okufuluma Kampala alidukira mu kufiri tuinsightinga abantu lweduka mutabani wa Kajiji yakomawo mu gavumenti mujja jijjawo tuinsightinga abantu misinde teri Awunya ajja kudda teri muntu Awunya agenda kubeera mu teri anuka agenda kubeera mu teri anuka
tugenda omukwano Katikkiro Mayiga yavudde yatugatte tukate eddoboozi